Look at saving in Illustrator and InDesign and the different types of file formats that you can use and for the right purpose. So in Illustrator we have these preset, just like in Photoshop, print, web, mobile preset sizes, or you can make your own custom size. Your native file format is the AI format. So if we create a new document, and I've got a choice here of different types, so I'm going to go for the web, and we've got common, large, minimum, so I'll select common. Here we can determine what color space, the resolution, which is automatically selected for web. We can work on our document. If I go up to the file menu and go save as, or save on our computer, you can save to the cloud. It's good to have your files in more than one place quite often and do a backup. I'm going to save to the computer, and here we have Billy selecting an AI format. I can title it up here. Here we can go through and have a look at what other formats might be available in Illustrator. EPS is a vector-based format, and it's often good for printers, and they'll specifically ask you for that file. You can save an Adobe PDF at this stage as well as compressed files. So I'm going to leave it as AI, and then it'll bring up some Illustrator options. It'll ask you what version you want to save to. So if you know you're going to an older version, you need to make it back compatible. We've got the option to create a PDF file as well, to put in the color profiles, and it's going to use some compression. And that'll be a lossless compression. Now we've saved it as an Illustrator file. Let's go into Save As again, and this time we're going to choose a PDF. It automatically puts that file format at the end, which is important if you're going between a Mac and a PC. So the PC will know what file format it is, or a Microsoft platform. Here we have the PDF compression options. We don't need to preserve the Illustrator editing capabilities. That's just in the general. We've got tabs here. So if we go to compression, do not downsample will mean that it's not going to resize your file. And this is a place that if you've got a print PDF that you want to send to friends online, you can resize it to make it faster to email and open. We've got a marks and bleed section. If we were going to a printer, this is marks that we can put on the page so that the printer knows where to cut the paper, and also to register when printing. We can change the cover, but we'll just leave it as is. We can include all profiles. We can change fonts. We can set a password so that only certain people can open it. And here we have a summary of what we've applied in the PDF compression options. We can go Save PDF. We do have a choice here too to make it more back compatible, and I've chosen Acrobat 7. Now we have a PDF and an Illustrator file. If we go to the Illustrator menu and go to Save a Copy, we've also got the choice of Adobe PDF and the other files we had when we went Save As. Often programs will let you export a file as well, preset for screens. I'm just going to export it as a PNG. We've got a few more options like JPEG, which is lossy compression, TIFF, if we were going to the printer. Target is good for going into video, if we want to insert it in video. And you see there's a range of other formats there as well. Flash is for animation. BMP, bitmap, is a raster-based program but is quite large. So we can export it as a PNG. Because it's in a different file format, we're not going to save over the top of our original. When we select export, here we can choose the resolution, whether it's for screen or for print. Have a look at our files. Here we have with the acronyms after them, and we also have file size. It's good to save in multiple formats You save your master AI Illustrator file, and then you can save a PDF to send to print, or it'll be smaller if you send it for web. Here we are in InDesign, and I'm going to go to the web section and create a standard web size 800 by 600, and I've got my InDesign template. When I'm saving my InDesign file save as, you'll see automatically the file acronym at the end is INDD. Save it as older templates, but we want the document format. If we go to the file save a copy, we've got the same options available to us. If I go to file export, here I can save it as a PDF for print or an interactive PDF. And you've got JPEG and PNG, or you can save it as HTML if you wish, which is a web-based code language. But you'll mainly be using the interactive PDF option from InDesign. Then we can hit save. Because there's already a PDF there called the same name, it's wanting to replace it. So it's from InDesign, so we'll just put INDD PDF and hit save. If we go to JPEG automatic, it's going to automatically compress it for us. If we're going to web, we want 72. So not quite as many compression options, but we can also set a security password. You see we've got an option of lossless JPEG compression, JPEG 2000. We go export, and here we have the InDesign PDF and the InDesign file. Now InDesign files will only open in InDesign, and the same with Illustrator files. So that's why they're sort of a master file, and you save other copies so that you can access them without using those programs, or to make them more compatible to send to other people. Now we're going to save our documents into different formats. So I'm in InDesign. If I go to File, Document Setup, I can change the pixel dimensions of my document. So a more recent standard screen size for desktop viewing would be 1024 by 768. I can then go OK, my document's the correct size, and I'm going to go in and save it. Now I'm going to export that as an interactive PDF. Lossless compression. I'm going to downsize it to 72 for web, and I'm going to go export. Now this time I'm going to go into File, Document Setup, and I'm going to size it a 4K ultra high definition screen. So I can go to the page size, choose custom, and I'm going to put my specific pixels in that I'd like. So 3840, 2160, and I can name it 4K, go OK, and then it'll be there as a page size for me. Go OK, and see it's a different format. So if you've got text and things laid out on it, you might need to adjust your design slightly. And then we can go File, Export, Interactive PDF. Change the name to 4K so we don't save over the top of our other file. And we can hit save. We can just check that the compression's still good for screen. And we go export. This time we're going to File, Document Setup. I'm going to set it for a mobile device. And we go OK. And we've now got a mobile template. We can File, Export. Rename it so we don't save over the top. And here we have a mobile format, landscape. If you save your Illustrator file, it's going to save it in that mobile format. So if you want to keep your original, just remember to change the file name, and then you'll have a master file for your mobile, your 4K, and your desktop if needed.